You know, I have been told that when you know better, you do better. But what if you don't get a second chance? See, this is what happens when black folk start paying attention, start asking questions, and these Negro politicians start to come right and exact. See, we literally kill their career with the message. Don't ever bother about running again. Because we're exposing all the lies, y'all. Like I said, when you know better, you vote better. Y'all stay tuned.
And who are you?
I'm a community superstar, baby.
I made this record for you to jam, so use it.
What up, kinfolk? What we talking about here is how these black politicians look to us for votes, but then turn around and look over us when we need them. You see, black folks are what I like to call reflection seekers. We seek out anything that looks like us, black, but they ain't always black like us. Check this out. A group of Negroes can be in a line at a voting poll, and the conversation probably is going to go something like this. Hey, y'all, I'm voting for Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. The next thing you probably going to hear is he black? Hell yeah. Well, I'm voting for that Negro too. But see, y'all, what we fail to understand is that the same time we vote Mike Jones in, Mike Jones is making policies and voting on bills that destroy our communities. And he don't care. And almost always, we still see that same Negro politician as a reflection of ourselves. This brings me to this dude. Y'all, Cory Booker. I watched this pseudo Negro do a congressional speech. He set a record too. But it was so heartfelt, so compassionate, that I thought I was receiving bad news from my living room couch in the ghetto. Before I knew it, y'all, I done cocked the back the hammer on my pistol, reached and grabbed my cell phone, called one of my homeboys. Negro, who killed Pookie? Y'all be thankful for your homeboys, because see, they say the type of stuff to you to keep you back in focus. We ain't got no Pookie. What you need to do is calm your old ass down for you fooling around and have a stroke. You need to take your medicine. Y'all, we laugh about this, but the biggest joke was when Cory did this speech. I was overwhelmed by what this Negro was talking about. Y'all check this out.
This, to me, is the problem with Democrats in America right now, is we're willing to be complicit to Donald Trump to let this pass through when we have all the leverage right now there is to say, if you're as passionate about police as we are, then pass bills out of this body that will help the police officers in Washington, that will help the police officers in Illinois, that will help the police officers in New Jersey, that will help the police officers in Newark. Don't be complicit to the President of the United States.
Yo, this Negro is talking about giving resources to the police. As if it ain't no black men or black women that's unarmed that's been shot by the police out in Newark, New Jersey. What, the same place where he was the mayor. Where are their unlimited resources? It is brothers and sisters in Newark, New Jersey right now that's wondering where their next meal gonna come from. But do you think old Uncle Tom Booker care? Do you think any of these Negro politicians that we got in Congress that, well, supposedly had done voted for, do you actually think they care?
We are standing at a moment where our president is eviscerating the Constitution of the United States of America, and we're willing to go along with that today. No, not on my watch. I stand against this.
Boy, the language that this Negro is using. Our police, our Constitution.
Why would we go along with a president who is violating our Constitution time and time again? When in the history of this body, Democrats and Republicans used to stand up for their turf? These could easily pass. Put a simple amendment that says, you know what, you can play games however you want, President Trump, but when it comes to resources for police officers, no games.
The last time I saw something this far out of touch with reality, P. Diddy was trying to fuck it. But he got it honest.
Today, I stand and fight for the Constitution. I stand and fight against this president. And heck yeah, I'm going to stand and fight for the police officers from the great state of New Jersey. I object.
See, y'all, when we look at Cory, what we see is a black man because he got black skin. Just like a lot of these other politicians that are out there that, like I said once again, we supposedly done voted in. They black, but they're not black like us. You see, Cory comes from a town outside of the ghettos of Newark where he was once mayor. It's right at like 5,000 people in that town. But check this out. It ain't but 32 people in that town that are black. And I imagine Cory probably was one of them. So we can see how he can look at issues and celebrate issues and try to pass issue and push issues that's not beneficial to black folk. Y'all know just like I know, the Constitution ain't never been our friend. The police ain't never been our friend. But is Uncle Tom Cory out there trying to talk about how we need to give reparations? No, he's not doing that. What I want is for anybody from Newark, New Jersey, because now they got a black man in there. His name is Ross Baraka, or something like that. But that brother is from Newark. He's from there. He went to public schools there. So what I want to know, if the situation in Newark is any better since this brother has been in there in comparison to when Cory Booker was in there. Y'all travel on. And don't forget to comment.